Today, let's learn how to use an overcast or an overedge foot on your sewing machine. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and we are continuing on in our presser foot series today with an overcast foot. So an overcast foot, also called an overedge foot, is a foot that normally actually comes with some sewing machines already or in a presser foot kit. The styles will vary slightly, as you can see in these two different ones, but the general ideas are the same. So they have a bar in the middle and then a guide on the side that helps you understand where the fabric edge should go. So for both these, you can see they both have this guide and they both have this bar, and the bar is going to help the sewing machine and kind of keep the fabric laying flat so that it doesn't buckle up when we are doing the overcasting stitch. So either way you look at it, you can see they both have those similarities. So now if we look at it compared to a regular presser foot, you see the regular presser foot does not have that guide extending out of it, and it does not have the bar. We also, you can see with the bar, we're going to have to be sure that our needle is lined up correctly so that when we do this, we are getting the correct overcast stitch, and I can show you that on the sewing machine when we go and put this on itself. So on the bottom, they look incredibly similar just because it is just the bottom of a presser foot, so nothing really crazy is going on there. And then if you look at this compared to the presser foot that comes in the kit, again, very similar, that the bottom of the presser feet look the same. So now if we go over to our sewing machine, an overcast foot uses a very specific stitch, so it uses an overcast stitch. And on my sewing machine, I have two options, so 6 and 7. You can check the manual of your sewing machine just to make sure that when your sewing machine does have this overcast stitch option, and if it does, which ones are they. So on my sewing machine, it has this table that allows you to see which stitch you want to use and which foot goes along with it. So specifically making sure that we are using that overcast stitch, having that overcast foot, which on my sewing machine is foot G, and that was what I was showing the differences between. So now if we look at our sewing machine itself, so I see it's 6 and 7, so I'm just going to use 7 as I actually like how this one looks a little bit better. And depending on the fanciness of your sewing machine, you can see that mine actually changed and let me know that I needed to use a different foot. So specifically telling me foot G, which is that overcast foot. So now on my sewing machine, I have that little black button on the bottom, and that is how we are just going to be attaching my presser foot in. So this is a clip-on foot, so basically I just press that button in, and then I just clip the presser foot on to where that bar is, and now it is attached to my sewing machine. So very simple. And then I do a test just to make sure the needle is going down into the hole like it is supposed to, and I'm not having any issues with that needle running into the bar in any way. So here's a little close-up for you to see that we have that needle on the left-hand side, and then I have my fabric lined up directly with the guide and where that bar is. And now the needle is going to be going down into my fabric and then going to the right side of the bar, and that is how we are going to get this really nice stitch effect. So very similar to how you would see it on a serger, just covering up that edge of my fabric, giving us a very nice and clean look, helping to prevent any fraying that could occur on the fabric itself. So now I'm going to continue this, and then when we are done, I'm going to show you what the edge now looks like. So I'm using black thread to help make sure that it is very easy to see. So on the back, you see that we have this really nice clean look. So now what happens if you do this in the center of your fabric, for example, if you aren't quite sure how it's going to work out and you just wanted to do a test? So I'm going to do that here for you, and as you see, really not that useful. So you're not able to prevent the edges from fraying. This really needs to be done on the exact edge of your fabric to get the maximum effect. So now here I've slowed it down just so you can see how the needle is on the left side, and then it's going over that bar, and then it's coming back. So now if we complete this whole edge, what we're going to see is that when we are done, what we are going to do now is lift up the presser foot, and then this is sort of important. You want to slide your fabric to the back and then take it off. And the reason for this is because it still has that bar that is in that presser foot, so it is holding on to where those stitches are, so sliding it back just removes it from the presser foot itself. So here's what the stitches now look like. As you can see, it gives you a really clean and simple option. You can use this for knits as well, to attach cuffs or collars to sweatshirt type fabrics, to those type of projects. So a really great way to not have to use a serger, or if you don't have a serger, this is a fantastic option to finish off your edges and give you a really neat and clean feel. Now you can also use it to attach multiple pieces of fabric together and to sew at the same time, but I've seen mixed reviews on that. I personally have not tried it myself, so definitely test that out with test fabric first to see what the results are. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you've used an overcast stitch before and what you thought of it, and I'll see you in the next video.